Welcome back to the channels, folks. Thanks for tuning in for the buggy build part 4. On today's episode, all the little parts, we're gonna weld them in place. Not fully weld, at least stacked in place, so that we can mock up the front floor. Then, I think it's time, folks, that we create some merch, because wife's not happy, been destroying lots of clothes. So let's get to it. And if there's enough time, let's start on mocking up the engine. And let's see what that R1 engine looks like. Woo! Let's get to it. So just to ensure that all the pieces are gone together, I went ahead and calculated 1.5 inches and I marked a 45-degree angle because there's some brackets that will need to weld over here on the buggy that will need to be in a 45 angle. So just to ease the process of making sure that they're all identical, I'll be able to go like this from the inside, hold it up, and that will make sure that it's at the 45 angle, and I'll be able to tack and weld them all in pieces. There's a few of them I'll need to do, so let's get to it. So cut the first pieces, so it's in, and as you can see I just use any mechanism to hold it in place where it belongs. And when I want to go and put the new piece where it's going to hold, I'm going to center it, and once it is where it needs to be, as you can see it's at a 45 angle. It's like perfect. Like that I'll be able to ensure that all the ones are all identical at a 45-degree angle. Take your time, think twice, cut once, weld once. A few more parts that I need to mark. Make some holes. We're lined up. Let's get the center punch and let's get to it. was able to mount all the brackets. Those over here in 45-degree angle. This is where the seat belts will be bolted into. As you can see, there's 3 per seat. And then the back, this is why I added this piece over here, is that I'll be able to strengthen the back, but on top of it, I'll be able to do a seat belt hoops, so that I'll be able to hold the other 2 pieces of seat. And those 2 pieces that I fabricate, you know, it was leftover tubes. This is why I don't throw your leftovers, keep them. They'll get to you handy. As you can see, I measured like 1.5 inches over here. And this is like the thickness of the square tubing. Then I marked it and I put a 45-degree cut into it with my bandsaw. And that allowed me to put all of them, all those little brackets that you see for the seat belts at a 45-degree angle. They're all identical, so that's an awesome thing that I did. So if ever you want a little trick, you can use that one. Get you handy and save you a lot of headaches. I was also able to tack weld all my little brackets that will hold the front floor. Everything is currently just stacked. They're all done, both sides. And some of you might ask, how come this one is way bigger than any other one? And the reason is because on the plans, they use a floor mounted gas pedal. And they use this as like a structural assembly that will hold and give some strength to your pedal. However, myself, I'm not gonna use it as a floor pedal for the gas. My pedal will be custom made as well and will be hanging from the top. So what I was thinking is get this piece of 2x4, notch it in the middle, make sure that there's at least 1.5 inches, remove it, and like insert it from the ass like that. The ass can go lower, and it's gonna make a nice support for the engine. So let's get to it. Here we go, guys. Here we go. So the support is now completed, as you guys could see, and nothing complicated. Just here we go, like that. The ass can go down, and now it's time to mock up the engine. So this is basically cardboard is your new BFF, and this is how you do it. So basically, you cut some strips of cardboard. You use a socket so you could round it up. Scissors, cut it off. Use a drill bit so that approximately the right size of your hole, and then mark everything, dry fit it, see if it works. Cheaper to redo a cardboard piece than to cut sheet metal and scrap it and start from scratch. So mark up your stuff with cardboard. It's cheap, you can find it everywhere, and go from it. So catch you guys soon. Initial markup has been done. I just put the engine on 4x4 is approximately where it's going to be. I think he's holding steady, it's just hanging there. As you can see, there's an engine mount over here at the top. There's going to be another one here from side to side. So this will be it for the back, those 2 engine mounts. And in the front, there is some engine mounts. We have one over here on each side, and then we'll see if I'm able to manage another one. However, I know that over here on both of these, on both sides here, there's another one here, one on each side. So we'll try to make use of it. So get back to it. I did a few mock-ups, see how it's gonna go. I have to move the engine, put it straighter, and take it from there. that's it for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys had a blast watching that video. Today we accomplished a lot. We're able to do all the little tabs in the front, all the little pieces that we had cut in the past. We're laying around everywhere. Before I lose them, it's in place now. It's stacked in place. That's good. Seatbelt locations, brackets are in place as well. Everything is stacked in place. We were able to do a brace for the rear end of the buggy, so make sure that that thing with the engine weight doesn't tip over. So that's awesome. We also got the engine not in place, but somewhere where it's gonna be. And we're able to do some mock-up pieces. We used cardboard for some, and other ones we were able to build those. So those are a 1/4 inch thick metal. And what I'm gonna use those is I'm gonna use those in conjunction with my DOM tubing. It's 1.5" by 120 wall. So this is gonna be like this type of thing. And how I'm gonna do it is simple as I'm gonna make a hole in the piece, and then I'm gonna weld those two parts together, and the boat will be able to go through it. And then what I'm gonna do is, depending on the length that I need to it for it to be, I'll cut it afterwards, and like that I'll be able to like notch another tube and weld it somewhere else. So like that it's gonna be like I'll be able to unscrew it. And ideally what I would like to have is being able like to fully remove those engine mounts. Like that they're not in the way, and if ever I need to remove the engine for some reason, I have like plenty of place to it. I've seen too many videos, too many people like weld everything in place, and then when it's time to put in the engine or take off the engine, they're struggling like hell. So that's not my idea. Like I told you guys, I want to take my time doing it properly, think about it twice before cutting something. So we'll clean it up, we'll mark it up, and then I'll see how I can make sure that I can remove, even if it's only one side, at least I can take off one side and it's easier for me to get the engine off. Often I'm only alone working, so I have to get to build things in consideration that they're gonna have to be removed eventually for some of reasons, either maintenance or repair or replacement. So it's things that I like to think ahead, and that's it. So thanks again, guys, and see you guys on the next video.